We're going to learn how to move our little Mario character around. Now we need to be on the sprite Mario and we need to be in scripts. Now, see, let's make this full screen so I can buy myself some more space, some more real estate here. In previous lessons, or what you may have done with Scratch before, there is a way of making him move. So if we go to the control blocks, which is all about movement and all about controlling the game, we could choose this. When the up arrow is pressed, go to the movement blocks and move 10 steps. Now that's okay, however that works all the time. So if I try to make my little character move, then that's going to be fine. So there you go, I'm pressing the up arrow, he's moving 10 steps. It's not really what I want to happen. So I'm going to drag him back to the start, and I'm going to do this in a different way. I'm only going to let movement occur when the game starts after pressing the green flag. So let's get rid of these. And I'm going to manage that now. So when the green flag is clicked, I'm going to use this one forever, and I like to call that while the game is running, do what's in the middle. And we are going to check to see which key has been pressed. And we use an if block for that. We say if a particular key has been pressed, do what's inside. So I need to go to sensing and find this little one, key, space is pressed. That will do exactly the same as this one. Okay, so these two are identical. The only difference is that this one can only work after we've pressed the green flag, whereas this works whether I've pressed the green flag or not. So if the key, well, we need the key up arrow to be pressed. Now again, last time we used move 10 steps. I'm not going to be doing that. I'm going to be thinking on maths, and we are going to be using coordinates. And if you think back to maths, when you've done graphs or axes and plotted coordinates, there are two axes. There is one which goes across the screen, that is the x-axis, and there is one that goes up and down, that is the y-axis. Now on the x-axis, any point after the middle going in this direction is a positive point. It's 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on, and any to the left of it is -1, -2, -3, -4. So we have to think about that. So let's watch. If you notice these two numbers down here, I'm going to try to put my mouse in the center of the screen so that they're roughly 0, 0. Well, it's harder than I thought. There we go. We're 0 on the x. So if I move it right, the x number goes up. And if I move it left, the x number comes down, negative. Okay, so going right, they're positive or plus. Going left, they're negative, minus. And the same goes for the y-axis. So if I find the center again for y, there we go. If I go up, I'm going positive numbers, plus numbers. If I go down, they're negative numbers. So I'm going to use that fact to help me move my character around the screen. So I've got these two little things, change x by and change y by. So if I go up or down, I need this one. If I go right or left, I need this one. But this is a positive number, okay, in both cases. So that one's okay. So if I want to go up, they're positive numbers, they're getting bigger. So I can just put that in there. So if I press the up key, he's going to go up. I can put that in there now. Click the green flag and check that it works. So I click the green flag. If I press the up key, he's gone up. I'm pressing the down key like crazy, he's nowhere. So I need to drag him back onto the screen. There we go. So that's pressing the up arrow key. What I can do is duplicate this. Okay, I've got two, and I can change that for the down arrow. Now if you remember the down arrow, what I said was when he goes down, it's negative numbers. They're getting bigger, negative. We're taking numbers away. So instead of changing y by 10, I need to change y by minus 10. So if I just put a little minus in front of that, that does the trick. And again, let's put this in here. Click the green flag to run it. I can go up. I can go down. Pretty good. Okay, well done, Mario. And I'm going to do the same, going in the right and left direction. If I go and get another if statement out, if, remember we go to sensing the key, and this time I am going to just put that in there. If the key right is pressed, the numbers get bigger, and I'm going to duplicate that. Right click and duplicate, change that for left, and change the X by minus 10 because we're going in the opposite direction, and just put that inside there. I've now got all of my movement. So again, the green flag is clicked, so I can go right, I can go left, I can go down, I can go up. I have a small problem. Can you see what that is? I can walk straight through the maze. That's not very good. So what I need to do is have a start position for him. I'm going to stop the script and I'm going to put my Mario right back at the start of the maze. I'm going to break these apart because this is going on all the time the game is running. And when I click the green flag, no matter where Mario is at that particular time, when I click the green flag, what I want is for him to go to that position there. And there is a go to in the motion blocks, and here we are. We have a go to, and it's at the moment it's saying minus 205, 144. If I put my mouse roughly in the middle of Mario, we'll see that that's pretty much what it's saying. So if I look down here at these X and Y values while my mouse is in the middle, that is pretty much where it is. So if I drop that into there, that will be good. But what I'm going to do first is duplicate this, because I'm going to need that one later. Now this works when you first come into the motion blocks, wherever your Mario is. So if I move Mario down to here, and then take a look at the motion blocks, notice the values have changed. Go to 48 minus 27, where Mario is. So if you place him, then go to the motion blocks, you'll get those values. You won't need to type them in yourself. So first of all, I'm going to put that in there and join up my jigsaw pieces again. So that is saying when it's clicked, go there first, then while the game is running, do this. So let's click the green arrow and watch what happens, green flag, and watch what happens. He goes to the start, and then I can move him. Okay, and every time I click the green flag, he goes back to the start. Really, I want that to happen when he touches any of this pink area, the maze. And if you remember back to when we did the maze, this is transparent, it's not white, it's only white because that's the colour of the stage behind it. You can see here that it's grey in the background. See, it's transparent. So, how am I going to do that? I could build it into here, but really I think that is done as far as I'm concerned. There's just one or two changes I want to do in there. I'm going to have a separate block, and you can have as many of these blocks as you want, and it's good to actually break your program down into tiny little problems so that you can see where all the errors are. You can make changes really quickly. I'm going to do the same thing. When I click the green flag, while the game is running forever, what I want to do is check if he has touched the maze. Again, I'm going to use another if block, and I'm going to go to sensing, and I've got these two here, touching or touching colour. I don't want touching colour, I want the touching block. I'm going to drag that into there. If I drop that down, I've got the word maze. Now that was the beauty of actually naming this maze. If I hadn't named it, it would say sprite 1, sprite 2, sprite 3, and you wouldn't know which one you were talking about. So if you name your characters and your costumes, then when you do any drop down, you will know which one to choose. So if I am touching the maze, well, if I'm touching the maze, what I want to do is go back to the start. And if I drag that into my block and run my game, so I can move right, I can move left, I can move down, I can move up, Okay, and accidentally, if I touch the maze, I go back to the start. So I've got the beginnings of my game. In the next video, we're going to learn how to make Mario look a little bit better. So when he runs down or runs up, he changes the way he's facing.